ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ परली साइड है इसमें स्लॉट HDMI का दूसरी साइड है स्लॉट
नहीं एक ही जगह एक ही साइड है एक ही स्लॉट होता है यार मोस्टली इसको पता चल रहा है कि कनेक्ट हो रहा है बट ये कनेक्ट नहीं हो रहा है
उधर चल रहा है
लेकिन उधर हाँ sir can we do this thing it is but partially it will be visible only partially अरे मतलब only these people can see they have to see
yep
okay you people can come the front so that maybe that side So good afternoon everyone. We are Shubham and Mayurakshi from the Library Information Science Division, Punjab University. We have taken these 4 questions. What were the total sales during the holiday and non-holiday weeks? Which holidays have the most sales? Which year recorded the highest total sales? And which months recorded the highest total sales? Accordingly, we will be presenting the information. So we see total sales on non-holidays week on the left hand side 6.23 billion, and total sales on the holiday weeks we have simply presented the numerals, the figure that 6.23 billion sales on the non-holiday weeks as compared to 505.30 million over the holiday weeks. It is understandable as we have taken only 4 holidays and rest of the other throughout the year sales is accumulated on the week on the non-holiday weeks. Then these are the sales on the sales on the holiday weeks. We have Super Bowl, Labor Day, Thanksgiving and Christmas. We see the highest sale is on Super Bowl day and the lowest on the Christmas. It is visible separately on through colors also. We have tried to highlight this highest and the lowest. Now again coming for the next part to the Mayurakshi.
Shubham explained the first 2 questions. I'll be talking about the next 2. In this column chart, you can see the representation of different sales throughout the months and years. And in the legend, as you can say, the year 2010 is represented by light blue color. The dark blue color is represented by is representing the year 2011, and 2012 is represented by orange color. So here it is clearly visible. Oh, sorry. Here it's clearly visible that the highest sales were noticed in the month of December, and that too in the year 2010, because as you can see this bar is slightly higher than this one, and in 2010 December was the month with the highest sales. In
You can continue. I think it was visible.
Yeah. In 2011 also, December was the month with the highest sales. But in the year 2012, unfortunately, November and December didn't see any sales. In fact, June was the month with the highest sales in the year of 2012. So, yeah. That's all.
So coming to the recommendations part, we have not explicitly mentioned that, but we can look here for the holiday season. We can see the lowest sale on Christmas. So it is a Christmas time. Around our stores, we can see the um, idols of Santa right outside the stores. Such kind of promotional activities, maybe coupons, some marketing events can be done to increase the sale over Christmas. As we can see clearly, the sale on Christmas is significantly lower than as compared to Super Bowl. Maybe we cannot quantify that. Yeah, significantly lower. Similarly, here also we can see for the year 2012, in the month of November and December, there are no sales at all as compared to the all the other months. So it's not, they are not even having single sale, zero sales. So either these are outliers, again we have to go to data to understand this, what exactly is the issue here, or there is something like maybe it's a winter time and these are summer products, so they are not at all useful here. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Right. Comments? Feedback?
So I have a question regarding the sales in the holiday section. If we notice that we didn't have the data of the last 2 months in the 2012,
Yeah.
due to which the Christmas shows less data and the sales are showing
Thank you.
less.
Yeah. So
Great.
you're kind
Good
of supposed to
point.
incorporate that in your narrative, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
So
Good
yeah,
point.
so you have no data actually for those 2 months.
True.
Right? So always talk about the timeline, right? So I kind of gave you guys clue. I thought they're going to do it. Then yeah, you just kind of went over that, right? So always look in the time frame. Perhaps you're not putting that here, but as an analyst, you should know that, right? What is the time frame that you analyze, right? And it is sum of sales. In case you take average, it may level out, right? But some you're just adding
Laptop
2
भी change
points.
किया?
In the other
हाँ.
case, you're adding 3 points, right? For the data side.
एक second.
The
अभी
other
चलने
thing,
दीजिए, वहाँ पे चल रहा है,
anyone
इसकी बात
could still
करिएगा।
have to present what I'm going to say.
इस पे जाइए।
2 मिनट सर, 2 मिनट, 2 मिनट।
So when I was standing, I said, okay, do you have any questions, right? So if you kind of see any anomaly, you should ask that. What will happen during Christmas weeks? The store hours will be reduced. Stores are going to be closed as well, I think for 1 or 1.5 day. So I think during half day for the Christmas Eve and the Christmas, that's kind of stores are closed. So you're not selling anything on those.
शायद ये नहीं चलेगा आपको।
So you kind of lost the sales for
देख
1.5
लेते हैं
day.
अभी।
That's going to have an impact. So that's another reason there. Even if you take the average, I think the Christmas sales will be still slightly lower than what we have. Okay?
ये उठा नहीं रहा ना लैपटॉप।
So I don't use मुझे चलने दीजिए।
2 मिनट, 2 मिनट,
ये किसी पे ये
2 मिनट सर, 2 मिनट, 2 मिनट। ये लो।
बट ये वाली स्क्रीन नहीं आ रही ना उससे।
अभी रहने दीजिए इसको, इसके बाद वाला लैपटॉप चाहिए फिर दीजिएगा।
ये लो।
So anything else? Any other comments? So let's go back to slides.
Yes.
Magic. Okay. Guys, let's see it.
अरे after the presentation.
So yeah, that's good. You kind of incorporated that. That's good. Yeah. Okay.
Last
so-
moment changes.
Okay. Next one. Yeah. So agenda, right? Again,
हाँ.
you should have an agenda, and activity questions you can link it instead of just putting all those here. So again, when you're presenting for your case studies as well, please do not put the questions.
Okay.
So you're presenting as you present to management or to a company, right? It's not that you're doing an assignment. This is a workshop, right?
By
It's-
agenda, sir, you mean what? So if you are presenting some agenda, these
Mhm.
questions should be linked somehow, right?
Yeah, so you can condense these to based on your key findings, right? So an
Hmm.
agenda, you can say, we'll dig deeper into overall sales performance. So overall sales performance will be one of the agenda items. So what are you doing? You're doing the overall sales performance. Then we will try to understand why things happen. So overall sales performance, performance drop reasoning, and then recommendations. So those can be 3 agenda items.
So the agenda can be one single line or one single word also.
Yeah. So if you notice, like when I was presenting, sometimes I only have one word as one bullet, right? And sometimes I'll have like 2 or 3.
So the agenda is kind of the whole theme,
Yeah,
capturing the whole theme of the
yeah.
fine.
I think in this one it would have been better if you would have taken the average of because the total sales on holidays is really very good. Very few holidays and a lot on non-holidays.
All right. Actually, it was in the activity part where it mentioned total sales.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good suggestion, but actually it was mentioned total sales on these two different
I think that had a
different
different number, so that would be
number. So, anyways, they're working on presentations.
expected from every time.
Yeah, I think there was another that girl who was sitting in the morning there in your room, right? She was getting a different number too. So I think maybe there's some missing link in the data. Yeah, but you're right. From the analysis perspective, it can be average sales, right? In case you're comparing. But these were kind of given as part of the activity to kind of apply certain things. Yeah, yeah. See?
Shall I move ahead?
Yep. So now you can see in this case, if you're presenting on that screen, right?
Yeah.
It's really hard to read.
True.
Yeah. So, anyways, this is good here. So I believe you guys took like these visuals from Power BI, right?
Yes.
So my recommendation from Power BI is always make your font slightly bigger because you're going to take a like screen caption. Then your image is usually like not of that good quality, right? So, but other than that, I mean, in brackets and Superball, you can put the numbers too to kind of to make it more relevant, right?
Sir, in the text box part?
Yeah, in the text box part.
Okay.
Or you can kind of put the numbers on bars as well, right? Because they're only 4 bars.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not going to be too cluttered. So either way is fine. Let's go next one. Then. Yeah, this good. I mean, unless you want, let's say, explain a certain month, certain period, then you kind of highlight that and then mute others, right? But you kind of set in the text box what are the highest sales were for each year, so which is good, yeah. And you know what? So that sometimes can happen. So what I noticed, even when we looked at this chart, I'm not sure how many of you realize that there's no data actually when you looked at this chart. Did anyone realize there's no data for November and December?
Yeah.
And well, you guys went ahead. Okay, maybe there's winter months, and so don't do that because yeah, because that way you're kind of deviating from the real data itself, right? Yeah. So, but we don't have data for November, December for 2012.
That's all.
Yeah, and you incorporate recommendations, right? So, but that will be on a different slide too.
Yes, yes, yes.
But no, well done, go on. Thank you.
Thank you.
So let's have tea, then we present, go ahead with yours, right?
A question may also arise who is to be included as an author and who is not to be included as an author. All these are the challenges you all face. Then there may be a quarrel that who is the first author and who is the second author. Somebody who initiated, is he the first author? Somebody who did all the legwork, is he the first author? Somebody who analyzed the data sitting on a table using his brain, is he the first author? These are the challenges. So who is the owner of that data? Owner in the sense that means sequential. How to document the data? How to document the data? Should it be in the form of Excel sheets? Should it be in the form of hard copies? Should it be in the form of as you receive the data? the forms filled. And last is governance of that data. After you, whom? Like Punjab University receives 3,27,000 applications every year. It's a huge data. Amenable to all sorts of misuse. Am I right? One fine morning you find that your name is, you receive a WhatsApp from or a message from some banking company. You are surprised. You have not shared your Aadhaar, you have not shared your account number, you have not shared your mobile number. Privacy issues. Does it happen or not? Your argument with him. अरे कहाँ से मिला आपको data? And if you start backtracking, you will find out you filled up an application form in some university and your data is. So these are the governance challenges associated with that. Okay. Now please pay attention here. I will, for next 5 minutes I will. So whenever you are preparing a plan, before you enter into the classroom or in your meetings to present your findings, two things should be paramount. What you want to convey and how you want to convey. Professor Parminder is an authority on story-based method of making complex data into small little stories. Easy to remember, memorize. That is why he is so well organized, right? I intruded on his session, he said, oh no issues, I will continue next time. Had it been you and me, we would have agitated, oh no, no way. I have taken a night out to prepare this, tomorrow I will forget, so better not. Second component is, whenever you want to say convey something, is what is the central theme, what is the central theorem, what is the basic hypothesis you want to convey. So that will include statement of problem, research question. Even if you are presenting the final findings, you must have building blocks. And first building block is starting, what is the rationale for this study? Why you conducted this study? Why are you presenting this data? What is the aim? Objective, goal. Because unless that is clear, all other sequences will be hazy. Why still there is so much demand for personalized stitching of your clothes? For all big occasions, be it marriages or anniversaries, you don't go with an sale on Amazon or any other platform. Why? You still go to Purba tailors, you still go to Muksar, kurta pajama wala. Why? Because you feel every audience is different. Every audience is unique. Same PPT may not be rehashed everywhere. That's one part. Then we come to how you want to say it. What will be your delivery mode? Many a times you have to change midstream. You start with some aim, you find out that people are not receptive. There is a fatigue level. What will you do? Will you continue with that monologue? Or will you like to change midstream? Obviously, you will have to change. And howsoever good your PPT may be, unless it is aesthetic, unless it is visually appealing, it will not carry much. And obviously that goes without saying, rehearsals. I will leave this for the stages involved in data compilation and analysis, because that is, we can handle it. These are typical pitfalls or errors which occur not only when you conceptualize, not only when you collect, not only when you make presentation. All three stages these errors occur. Most common is generalization of a model. You're planning to have a equation modeling, you generalize wrongly. For example, I'm trying to find out the reading habits of my students in Punjab University. My generalization is wrong, and my library friends will vouch with me. Once my previous librarian, Dr. Rajkumar, he mentioned that there is 25 to 30% less footfall in my library. Not that people are not reading. They are not reading classical books. Am I right, ma'am? 30% reduction. So what has university done? It has changed the methodology of purchase of books. It is going now for 13. Now even Government of India has come out with 32, I think, best international publishers. Close to 32,000 journals will be available free of cost to all students. This is the largest purchase of online journals, Dr. Saab, in the world. ONOS, one nation, one subscription. Beautiful move, beautiful move. Some of the best journals globally, like Nature or Scientific American and Harvard Business School and California Management Review, will be available right from class 12 till PhD and whenever she wants. Why this happened? People are reading, but their reading methodology has changed. So that means the model which I generalized was wrong. So that's the first pitfall, first error. Second, general perception is all of us will like to read in English. That one size fits all. That's the second problem. Third, unnecessarily we make the problem complex. Life is simple, straightforward. Why to make it complex? Most common problem. Identifying which are independent variables, which are dependent variables, and which are intermediary variables. Again a problem. Even if somebody completes the PhD, if I ask him a question, you took it as a dependent variable, to me it is an independent variable, he or she will be lost. Because we are too much into model creation. Because XYZ author said that this is an independent variable, so I presumed it is an independent. Am I right? So that's another problem. Okay, I'll skip part of them. I picked up a Canadian word. My friend is from Canada, so raison d'être, reason for purpose. What is the reason for existence? What for the I am making this presentation? Okay. Okay. I have identified some strategies, some tips which I will like to highlight later, especially when I am talking of storytelling as a method of data analysis. I need to create a narrative. I need to create certain explanation of. I need to articulate what are my goals. I need to refine for my participants and create an outline so that in first 4 or 5 minutes they are able to match with my style of teaching, my style of presentation. Okay. This is I'm what to do and what not to do. See, there are two ways to teach. Either we explain good points or we caution about bad points. So what are the good points in a presentation? Your commitment, your conviction, your energy, your passion. That drives the presentation. Modulation of your voice, very important. If you want to lay emphasis on some word, give a pause after that word. And then I already mentioned appropriate anecdotes, humor, all that stuff, right? Okay, some of the bad components in a presentation: making it too complex, having clutter of presentation components like this, use of technical equipment when not required, like that. Skip that. Okay. Now there are, whenever I am initiating a presentation, there are 5-6 ways to start. We call it ice breaking session. First 3-4 minutes is an ice breaking session. One common method is you start with an anecdote. You start with a story. That's one way to break the ice, so that people are also comfortable in your session. Come out with a good photograph. I started my presentation with a drone photograph of my Gandhi Bhavan. Many of you may not have identified it because you see Gandhi Bhavan every day. But to an outsider, it was, wow, what a wonderful building. Am I right? You can create an horror. Sometimes, some of the PPTs I have seen a Dracula in the very first. Oh wow. Yes. Because certain amount of curiosity comes. It could start with a provoking question. My presentation may be, which ad pulled best? You'll be very curious. Oh my God. My ad, my PPT may be named top of the mind recall. So there's a curiosity factor. Recall what? It could have a shocking statistics. Who is okay, have you heard Warren Buffett? Huh? Anyone? Yes? Who is he? Who is he? Anyone? Who is Warren Buffett? Investment banker. Okay, fine. I'll call him investor, not investment banker, but it's okay. Investor. Read his biography. You'd be astonished. He still lives in a one room house, which he purchased 30 years back. When I read this, immediately, you know what struck me? Without even mentioning it, he is following in the footsteps of Mahatma Gandhi, father of the nation, who said in his book Swaraj, in his magazine Swaraj, world has everything for everybody, but not even for one person's greed. Read his iconic lines. So Warren Buffett once said, asked him that you are such good at Berkshire, is his name of the company. You are immaculate in your adjustments in your identification of stocks to purchase and sell, which magazines you read, which newspapers you read, and what do you read in a newspaper. Curiosity hoti na, you also want to be rich, you will also ask Warren Buffett what, you know what he said? He says, I start the newspaper from the sports page. Who is saying this? Investment banker. What is he saying this? What is he saying? That I start the newspaper by reading on the sports page. Because it celebrates the achievements. They start the day with the positive this thing. Wonderful lines. I start the newspaper by reading the sports page because it contains the achievements of great people. And I read the last page, I read the first page in the end because it mentions the follies of humans. Pick up any newspaper, it will always come with the sensational things. So many killed there, so many terrorist attacks, this, that. All highlighted in the very first page. The things like sports. Some of the newspapers, like public platform, I'll still mention. Dainik Bhaskar. What have they decided as a policy? That on Monday, first page will always be positive news. Howsoever sad the news may be, it may be tucked second page, third page. Because I want to start the week on a positive note. All these things have a huge implication for all of us. Okay, these are some of the things. Okay. Now, if you could identify, even my first PPT after the title was also what to expect in my session. Structure of my presentation. Very important. Because you will also know that how much time the presenter will take and what will be the focus of his presentations. What will be logical sequence of his presentation. So he will know what to expect. So in my first page will contain the topic, name of the presenter, affiliation, whatnot. Then what is the objective? What is the basic purpose? So as to grab the attention of the participant. And then the major component. So you have a header, you have a body, you have a tail. Same way here. Now, coming to how to make your data visually appealing. Few conditions. First is there are 2-3 ways to make a presentation to present the data. First is zigzag method, very commonly used. That you capture, you replicate as is. As is means जो भी है वैसे ही आप दिखा रहे हो. Second is you make it visually appealing without changing the content of the data. You present it either in an inverted form or in escalated form. Same data. So one option is I start from 1980 and I come to 2024, or I start with 2024 and come to 1980. So while displaying the data, order is very important, sequence is very important. Second problem comes when there is a gap. For example, 1960, next 1970, and then all of a sudden 2000. What do? What do you put on a y-axis or on x-axis, whichever way you want to? It is always better to cut your y-axis through some symbol. Why? Because your data is now not proportionately represented. It happens very common, very common. All of a sudden there is gap. How to make that gap known to the participant? Third is with regard to, many of you use pie diagrams. Very common. Am I right? Fourth one, pie diagrams. Can you make out how much it is? 15%, 20%, 10%? No. And if you give number, it appears to be too big a legend. Then what do? Normally, whenever such data is to be presented, it is always better to create a legend in the base and put a number there. Total is 360, we know. Put 5 there in a different color, or 10 there. So that is 10 by 360. We're just trying to, right, give you different strategies to use, right? Then come to third one. Is this visually appealing? No. Can it be used? No. It appears more to be a noodle box. Even if you use multiple colors. What have you done? You have tried to clutter in so much information into one graph. Same way the last one. What have we done? We have done too many distributions in a single graph. Too many distributions. Okay. This I'll skip part of this, Dr. Shab. I'll skip. Yes. Omics is the name of a company which is into data management. They identified some of the pitfalls which are reported in many of the in fact 2 days back there was a study done by MIT. I will request through Parminderji to I'll give a copy to that, where they identified some of the publications from some of the best QS ranked institutions and how the data was, I will not say fudged, but substandard, and still they entered into some of the top ranked journals. So I will like to share that, right? And who did that study? Omics. That is why I have deliberately used this, and I have picked up from their website. First problem they identified with these publications was too much focus on data analysis, using complex formulas to prove that you are